Guys, welcome back to the channel and to another one of my videos. In this video I intend building a sheet metal rolling machine, commonly known as a slip roller, but this won't exactly be a slip roller, but it's going to be a rolling machine. And I intend building it with all my repurposed steel that I have lying around, at least 90% of it. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so the material that I'm going to make this with is this channel that I have here. It's 120 by 50. I actually cut these up already, like prior to me actually like making this segment of the video. So this will be the base, and that will be the vertical parts that I've cut to whatever I need to manufacture. And then these are the shafts I'm going to use here. This three is the rollers I'm going to use. I'm just going to make the end stops of these and then clean this up on the lathe and see how that comes out. So my first job is I want to clean this up, so I'm going to make the end stops and make and clean this up. And then that's obviously the bearings that I'm going to use on this thing. So anyway, I don't have a plan, I don't have a design really. Let's just see how this comes out. Okay, so I actually remember that I had flanges like this laying around. This is I think it's 3 1/4 inch, and this pipe is 3/4 inch. So if we do that, you can see it's actually just slightly too big on the circumference, and it actually has a hole in it as well, but this hole is too big for the shaft. But I'm definitely going to use this because this will save me so much time. I can always use some form of shim in that gap there just to centralize this better. Let me just think what I'm going to do here, then I'll come up with a plan. Right, so the plan that I have is I found a piece of pipe like this. There's actually 20 mil pipe. It looks a bit thick, but that's all the burrs that's on there. This pipe I'm actually going to split and open up, and you can see it will actually see it goes in there like that. But I'll just split it, then I'm going to open it up to the sides, and I'm going to give it a tack. Once it's tacked in there, I'm going to put this in the lathe and then machine it out so it can slide over the shaft like that. Anyway, I'm actually glad I found these flanges, to be really honest with you, saving so much time. Anyway, let me carry on fitting this insert to the pipe. Okay, so that's now tacked. Never mind the tacks, it looks ugly, but it doesn't really bother me because it's just to hold that there, because when I weld that to this section, I'm going to do all the proper welds. So anyway, that's in there now. So I'm going to stick this in the lathe and machine this out. I think I'll just put a few tacks on this side just to strengthen that thing. We don't want that thing to break loose whilst I'm machining, and then open that thing up for the shaft. Okay, so it's machined out, and it's a bit of a rattle fit, but that's actually quite fine. I'm going to do all the others that I have, and then I'm going to concentrate on mounting it to cleaning off the pipe and mounting it. Alright, so this is now machined. This should be the same size as the pipe. If you can recall, when I showed you this, it was bigger. So this should be the same size as the pipe, and I'm actually going to start putting the pipe together now. Let's just check quickly. You can see there it's a perfect fit. So now I'm going to just chamfer this thing here now, and so that I can weld it. First I must cut this to size because I'm going to make my rollers 400mm in length. So anyway, I'm just going to chamfer this so I can get some penetration here, because at the end of the day it's all going to be flush here. Anyway, let's carry on. Okay, so these are how these rollers came out. I'm gonna just grind this burr off here from grinding the flanges, and then I put the shaft through this one so you can see basically how the shaft is gonna go through this. So my next job is I'm obviously going to just deburr this edge here. Then I'm going to give this one just a tack over there, 2 tacks on both sides, just to say this can be one union. And then I'm going to stick this in the lathe and see how true this face is. So I finished the first roller. This is how this came out. This section's here. I'm absolutely not concerned about this. You can see that hole there. That is simply because of the hole in the flange that was there. So that is like absolutely of no concern to me, nor are these areas here that I haven't cleaned up, because I will definitely not be rolling in this corner when I do use this thing. Same this side here. It's a little bit rough on this end here. As you can see there, and there and there. But like I said again, I'll definitely not be rolling in this corner of this roller. I would assume that 90% of the time it will be in this area here. So yes, she's not super smooth. There is a little bit of chattering that took place here. But I mean, this chattering and stuff like this imprint on this roller will definitely not carry on to the piece that I'll be rolling or at least I'm assuming that won't happen. And like I said, 90% of the time I'll be working in this area here of maybe 200 mil, you know, let's say 290 for the most, and this roller is 400. So if you take 50 mil, which is about there, and 50 mil, which is about here, you're looking at this area here that this roller is actually going to be working. So anyway, I'm going to do the rest to this stage, and then I'll show you guys when it's all complete. So guys, I was so close to finishing it. I had to just turn the roller around in the lathe to do this end here, as well as this end. This one I completed. You can see the shaft is out of this one, simply because I split it in half and I cut up these rollers. And the reason for that is, when I cleaned this face off, I found 2 deep rust holes on this one, and I cleaned the holes out and welded it up. And obviously with me welding it up, the metal around the rod, because of the heat, it seems like the metal caved in, because you can see here the tool has been touching the welds, but it hasn't been touching that edges there, as you can see there. So it's obviously that the metal is caved like that. And if I had machined more of this whole face to get the tool to clean this up and, you know, dig more into this roller would have been too thin. Because you can see on this one that I split open, where I have about maybe 2 millimeter, 2.5 or whatever millimeter left. If I had machined all of this down here, I think it would have probably been less than 2 millimeter, which would have been way too thin. So I'm starting all over again, and I'm starting with these. These are 5.1 millimeter thick wall thickness, 75 millimeter pipe. That's the shaft that I took out of the one roller already, so I'm busy machining them up to put the shafts and end covers in these. And they should be better because they are obviously brand new. As you know, those were actually second hands. These are brand new, so once I got the end covers on, I'm just going to run the tool once across here. Maybe I don't even want to, but I think I'll just run it once across here just to through it to the shafts, and then these should be done. I'll show you these once they're complete. Well, okay, I'm going to end this video here, guys. That was a proper anticlimax, and I'm not impressed. I wasted quite a bit of hours on these rollers. If I say hours, I'm not talking about 8 hours or something like that. I'm talking about days in hours. So I'm disappointed, but let's just see how part 2 turns out. So if you want to watch part 2 and you haven't subscribed, hit that button, hit the notification bell, and feel free to add a comment on this video. Like it. We all know the drill, guys. I'll catch you in part 2. Cheers for now.